Welcome to the Fullerton School District Fern Drive iPad Manuals presentation. An overview of our presentation includes the iPad initiative, distribution and return, care, student responsibility and organization, managing files, saving work, and the acceptable use policy. The focus of the iPad program at the Fullerton School District is to provide tools and resources to the 21st century learner. Excellence in education requires that technology be seamlessly integrated throughout the educational program. The individual use of iPads is a way to empower students to maximize their full potential and to prepare them for high school, college, and future careers. Learning results from the continuous dynamic interactions among students, educators, parents, and the extended community. Effective teaching and learning with iPads integrates technology into the curriculum anytime and any place. The policies, procedures, and information within the Fern Drive handbook apply to all iPads used in the Fullerton School District, including any other device considered by the administration to come under this policy. These are general policies. Specific school sites may alter these policies or set additional requirements for use in their classroom. These policies set high expectations for digital citizenship, emphasize the need for collaboration between the Fullerton School District, site administration, teachers, parents, and students in achieving that goal.
iPads will be distributed for classroom use during the first week of school. Parents and students read and electronically sign the iPad acceptable use policy and handbook pledge document before iPads will be issued to the student to take home. It is essential that all participants understand the key elements of the program and have the ability to ask questions. Fern Drive's iPads will be returned in late May, so it can be checked for functionality. Students who withdraw or are suspended or separated from the school for any reason must return their iPads on the date of exit.
Our primary concern is always safety and well-being of the students while on the internet. FSD does provide a filter that blocks inappropriate websites. That being said, the software is not perfect and determined students will always find a way around it. The filter can also be extended to home use, but because of our requirements for filtering, it may filter out useful educational sites. The best filter is an attentive adult. Here at school, that is your child's teacher. At home, it is you, the parent. Ask to see what your student is doing. Learn to check their browsing history, as we randomly do here at school. This is truly a shared responsibility, and one we take very seriously. We will teach students about digital responsibility here at school and how to be safe online. For the sake of diligence, we ask that siblings, other family members, and students' peers not to use the device. Your student is responsible to see that happens here at school, and we ask you to partner with us to ensure that it doesn't happen at home.
For general usage, iPads are intended for school-related activities and lesson objectives each day. In addition to teacher expectations for iPad use, school messages, announcements, calendars, and schedules may be accessed using the iPad. Students are responsible for bringing their iPad to all classes every day, fully charged. With respect for all student and staff privacy, students may only take pictures with their iPads that relate to activities and lesson objectives. Taking someone's picture without their permission and for other than school-related activities is not tolerated, and consequences will be given. Students are expected to take their iPads home every day after school, regardless of whether or not they are needed. iPads must be brought to school every day in a fully charged condition. Students need to charge their iPads each evening. Students are absolutely prohibited from putting any type of passcode on their device. If they do choose to do so, the only way to restore the device is to wipe out all content and restore the unit to its original settings. Device restoration will destroy all student work, pictures, and projects they have stored on their iPad. Loaner iPads may be issued to students when iPads are being repaired. There may be a delay in getting an iPad should the school not have a loaner iPad available. Again, we ask that we partner in making sure all devices are treated carefully. Students may utilize their home wireless networks or public networks on their iPad. They may not synchronize their iPad with any computer at home. iPads must be charged while at home.
iPads are school property, and all users will follow this policy in the FSD Acceptable Use Policy for Technology. Students will report malfunctions, damage, or loss of device to a teacher or site administrator immediately. iPads should always be within a protective case. Only use a clean, soft cloth to clean the screen. No cleansers of any type. Cords and cables must be inserted carefully into the iPad to prevent damage. iPads must remain free of any writing, drawing, stickers, or labels. iPads must never be left in an unauthorized or unsafe area. iPads should remain in the classroom for recess, lunch, PE, and for on-campus after-school activities.
Care and protection is a major part of being a digital citizen, and because the device itself has a cost associated with it, it is very important that we take steps to ensure that it is not lost, damaged, or stolen. Simple things like keeping the device in its cover, being careful not to throw it around in your backpack, and keeping it charged and up to date means no matter who owns the device, it will last longer and be more effective. Theft, damage, or loss will be dealt with on a one-by-one, case-by-case basis. If the device is damaged, Fullerton School District will repair it. Loss is discussed with the student and family on a case-by-case basis. When it comes to theft, we ask that you be smart in how and where you carry it, use it, or display it, especially off school property. If a device is stolen, we ask that the family report the theft to the principal and front office immediately and that a police report is filed. The school will keep a copy of the police report on file for our records.
Apps all students must master will be the following: Google Drive apps, including Google Docs and Google Forms, Khan Academy, IXL, Notability, that's a productivity app, Educreation, Kahoot!, iMovie, Enigma, that's for QR codes, Haiku Deck, and Adobe Sparks. We'll also be using Go Math this year. Teachers will also have classroom-specific, grade-level specific apps students will be using daily.
All students will be trained on how to take care of their iPads. All expectations will be gone over students in class daily, and iPad Respect is part of Fern Drive's PBIS program. We have a 3 strikes policy, and in an effort to support student organization and transition to the iPad program, we will institute the 3 strikes policy, which is designed to ensure safe and effective use of iPads by students. Students who violate any policy 3 times will be required to check in and check out their iPad for a period of time, and students will be receiving an infraction notice. Additional violations will result in the loss of iPad privileges and possibly an administrative referral.
All students will have Google username and passwords, and the expectation is students save their work regularly. It is important to ensure sufficient storage for efficient use due to the fact that storage is limited. Students should only use the iPad for school assignments. It is the student's responsibility to ensure that work is not lost due to mechanical failure or accidental deletion. iPad malfunctions are not an acceptable excuse for not submitting work. In the case that a network is down, FSD is not responsible for loss or missing data. The software apps installed by each site must remain on the iPad in usable condition and be easily accessible at all times. From time to time, the school may add software applications for use in a particular course. Random periodic checks of the iPad will be made by teachers and the principal to ensure that students have the required apps and that devices are being used appropriately. Students are not allowed to add any of their own apps. Please do not purchase or install apps from a personal iTunes account or allow students to sync iPads to specific computers. If a conflict occurs, iPads will be reset to the original image specified by Fullerton School District. If technical difficulties occur, illegal software, or inappropriate apps are discovered, the iPad will be restored to factory defaults. This means student work, projects, and pictures will be lost. The school does not accept responsibility for the loss of any software or documents deleted due to the reformat or reimage.
The use of the Fullerton School District's technology resource is a privilege, not a right. This policy is provided to make all users aware of the responsibilities associated with efficient, ethical, and lawful use of technology resources. If a person violates the user terms and conditions named in this policy or as determined by Fullerton School District, privileges may be restricted, terminated, access to the school technology resources may be denied, and the appropriate disciplinary action shall be applied. The Fullerton School District reserves the right to review, monitor, and restrict information stored on or transmitted via Fullerton School District-owned equipment and to investigate inappropriate use of resources. Use of any information obtained via Fullerton School District's designated internet system is at your own risk. Fullerton School District specifically denies any responsibility for the accuracy or quality of information obtained through its services.
Click on the Google link in the handbook and it'll take you to the electronic signature page. Your signature is required, and by signing, you agree to the terms and conditions of the handbook. The Google form also provides a location for you to ask questions.
Although the iPad is a powerful tool, there will be times when the teacher will ask students that they turn off devices and use other learning tools. The critical people for education are the classroom teachers.